I am filming this video with so much gratitude in my heart, and that gratitude is towards you guys and towards this channel and just how much I'm learning by filming these videos for you. It's been quite a journey having this channel and posting all the videos, and the original idea behind me creating the channel was to learn as I go, to learn by teaching you all something as well. So there's a ton of areas about wine that I am unfamiliar with, and there's a ton of wines that I've never tried before, but it only makes my journey so much more interesting to really post these videos, to communicate with you, to get the feedback back from you, and to see what wines I haven't tried yet, and I really should. So as I've mentioned in one of my previous videos, one of the recent recommendations for me to try was the Gavi wine from Italy. And I figured, why not? I've never heard of it. I've never tried it. Let me find it. So I did just that, and I'm feeling so grateful that I did because I ended up absolutely loving it. Welcome back to my wine diary, everyone, and if you're new to this channel, please make sure to subscribe to it if you like what you saw, and maybe you want to see a couple of more videos of a similar kind. And if you're my returning subscriber, then thank you for being here yet again for another video. So Gavi, this is the bottle of Gavi that I recently scored at Trader Joe's. I've shared this with you guys. This was the exact bottle recommended to me by one of you. And I went ahead and I found it extremely inexpensive, DOCG certified here, and the taste and the smell of this wine really pleasantly surprised me. So clearly I've never known about Gavi before, so I gathered some facts and I learned a little bit about it, so I'm about to tell you what I found out. One of the first pleasant surprises about Gavi was the fact that it's actually a very prestigious wine in Italy. As I said, it's DOCG certified, and it comes from the Piedmont area of Italy, which is the northwestern corner if you look at the boot. So Piedmont is called Piedmont because it's the Piedmont of the Alps, but Italians also pronounce it as Piemonte sometimes, just another name for Piedmont. But beautiful area, very known for its wines generally, and Gavi is actually one of its best varietals that it produces. So the Cortese grape is the grape that's used to produce Gavi, and Gavi is known for its crisp flavor profile, for some lemon qualities, some citrus qualities to it, very floral aromas as well, and a ton of versatility behind this wine too. So what I'd like to cover is its history, best pairings, and some of the notes that I've tasted in my particular bottle of Gavi here by smelling it with you, tasting it with you, and just discussing it further. So let's jump straight into the origin of Gavi wine. And Gavi wine hails from the town of Gavi, which is the province, small province located in Piedmont, Italy. The region is known for its limestone-rich soil. It's known for the moderate climate, and that actually contributes to the wine's signature mineral quality. So it's got a ton of minerality. And the Cortese grape that is exclusively used for Gavi is actually a native Italian variety. And that variety specifically is prized for its ability to retain some acidity and freshness in warm climates specifically. And then, of course, the DOCG status, which I mentioned to you, and I am a big stickler for DOCG status. You guys, I have a separate video that explains DOC versus DOCG status or designations given to the Italian wine, so please watch this video, or that video if you're interested. I'll link it down below. But that status was granted to Gavi in 1998, so it's the highest quality classification for Italian wines, and it was granted to Gavi under the name Cortese di Gavi, or simply Gavi. So let's talk about the flavor profile of Gavi wines, and I like to start with the appearance of the varietal as well. So here, let me just swirl the glass in front of the camera, and you may already see here that Gavi wines are pale yellow, sometimes even having that greenish tint to them. So this is exactly what I see here, pale yellow and greenish undertones. And then let's smell this wine and see what aromas come through. Very, very floral, so it's definitely a nose full of a bouquet. There's just so much that my nose immediately picks up here. So when we think about flowers here, think of like white flowers, of white blossoms, like maybe apricot blossoms, apricot tree blossoms, and definitely the pears and the apples. some citrus hints to it as well. But what's also interesting is that it does have a comforting, warm smell to it as well. So on top of the, white flower blossom, like the apricot tree, and the citrus hints, pear, apple, I'd say almost like an almond hint to it as well, and definitely some minerality that immediately just stunts you straight from just sniffing it. Beautifully smelling wine. Yum, yum, yum. So this Gavi wine is light to medium body, I would say. And as far as the taste profile goes, I would say that the notes of lemon and lime definitely are noticeable to me. I would say that the pear and the apple, the usual suspect, so to say. I also definitely taste the little hint of saline in this, so minerality comes through on the taste as well. Yeah, and let me just sip it one more time. The finish is what I was looking for. Then it was a little too late for me to speak to. So the finish is pretty dry. I wouldn't say that it's very long lasting, but it's pretty pleasant and definitely dry. There are actually more than just one type of Gavi wine. So let's talk about the types of Gavi. So here we have 3 different types that I'm going to go over. One is the Gavi DOCG, which is the one I was tasting just a second ago. So that is the standard designation with wines that vary from light and fresh to maybe slightly richer versions of it. Then we have the second type, which is Gavi di Gavi, and that one refers specifically to wines from the Gavi commune itself. So it's generally considered the highest expression of the wine, if you will. And then the third and final type of Gavi wines are the Riserva and Spumanti. So some producers make aged or even sparkling a version of Gavi, the Spumanti one. And those are actually less common. I couldn't even find those online, so maybe it's something that you can only find in Piedmont. Or maybe I just need to look a little bit further, but nevertheless, if I do see them anywhere online or in stores, I'll definitely snag some. Now, I feel like the food pairings topic is usually the most subjective one because quite honestly, it's whatever floats your boat. So if you enjoy a specific wine with whatever food you're eating, that's really all that matters. Everyone's taste is different, everyone's preferences are different, but there are some general rules, and let's go over those here when we talk about the Gavi wines and food pairings. So I'm gonna just knock out the chicken and poultry out of the way. You can try Gavi wines with those. I personally don't think it's going to be the best pairing you can get out of Gavi wines and food, but try it, perhaps you like it. Then we will go over some salads. So salads real quick, any salads with citrus dressing to them would be really nice, or any salads where you had lemon zest actually shaved on top of the salad, I think would be really nice. Now, grilled vegetables would go very well with this, and also anything with pesto, I think, would go really well with this one too. What else? Seafood. So seafood and pasta. Let's talk about these two. I recommend for you to actually stay away from red sauce pasta with Gavi wine. Save that for Chianti. Sangiovese grape just goes so much better with tomato-based sauces and pastas. So Gavi, however, try any lighter pasta dishes. So maybe white sauce of some sort, and not necessarily creamy. So something lighter, maybe clams pasta or prawns pasta. Something like that would be great. Shellfish, grilled fish. Again, stay away from heavier fish like salmon and tuna. So go on a lighter side, flaky fish, grilled fish and stuff like that. And then shellfish, I think I already mentioned. So definitely try that. And then for cheeses, so here I'd say, try again something a little bit lighter that's not very overwhelming with its taste. So perhaps a burrata. or ricotta cheese, maybe anything with ricotta to it. Even goat cheese, but I wouldn't go crazy with goat cheese, so no additives to the goat cheese, like you see in stores, you know, goat cheese with cranberries or goat cheese with this and that. So try to stay away from any additions to the goat cheese. Try it in its pure form with Gavi wine. And then, yeah, I think burrata and ricotta would probably go very well. Those are just my suggestions. You guys go out of your way, whatever you want to do, just knock it out of the park and try whatever you want with Gavi. Tell me how it went. How about that serving temperature and the storage tips for Gavi wines? My recommendation is to go with what's usually recommended to have light to medium bodied wines served at, as far as the temperature goes, to just preserve their crispness and that you know, fresh acidity in them. And that's usually 45 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, or I want to say it's 8 to 10 degrees Celsius if you go by Celsius. And aging capabilities are close to none here. Again, this is, you know, an arguable point perhaps to some, but I think that these wines are meant to be consumed young. That's just the pinnacle of their crispness and of their freshness as well. There's no reason to age these wines unless they're from some very, very, you know, highly regarded producer of some sort. In that case, maybe, you know, could be aged up to 3 to 5 years. But that's it. This specific Gavi that I am drinking is a 2023, and quite frankly, I would not be putting this in my wine fridge to age whatsoever. This wine is inexpensive. It's so fresh and clean on its palate that there's really no need to be aging it. Drink it young. Generally speaking, I find Gavi wine to be very elegant, and that's, I think, what was so unexpected from this wine by me. I just did not expect such elegance and kind of depth and flavor in it. So I think that these wines will be greatly enjoyed by anyone who love white grape varietals on the cleaner, fresher side, but at the same time having some complexity to them, and just that variety of flavors and floral notes to them as well. So definitely check it out. It's a white wine for higher end fine dining, I would say. So it's not as flat as your Pinot Grigio can be sometimes. It definitely has some oomph to it. I challenge you to try it. It's so inexpensive. Find it in your local stores or ask an associate in the store next time you go whether they carry a Gavi wine. You will be really pleasantly surprised. And this is it for today's video, everyone. Thank you so much for being here yet again and watching this video. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you tried Gavi wine before, make sure to let me know and also tell me if you liked it or not. And if you didn't, tell me why, and which white wine varietal do you prefer better than this one. And of course, until next time, cheers everyone.